Denver get a huge win in Denver. After coming off the first night of a back-to-back last night versus the Pelicans, they get a win in overtime, and tonight they leave no doubt. The Denver Nuggets, they've won a good amount of games. Let's talk about tonight's victory. Let's get it. The Denver Nuggets get a 117-90 victory over the Phoenix Suns today, and it was an incredible win from start to finish. The Denver Nuggets, they win yet another game in which they win the first quarter. The Nuggets, when they have started off the game winning the quarter this year, they are undefeated. When they start every game off with winning the first quarter, they are undefeated. The team has been excellent this year. When they get out to a good start and they don't have to fight back from some crazy deficit, they're able to put the game away fairly easy. And tonight, the Denver Nuggets, man, I predicted in the first half, the Nuggets were clearly laboring a little bit in the first quarter. When you're trying to get your energy back into the game when you just get off a back-to-back, it's really that first half that's going to be the hardest because your body's just not used to the adjustment. You're back in Colorado, and you were in a flight from New Orleans to Colorado. You played in an overtime game yesterday in a lot of minutes. And then today, you got to go face off against a team that's desperate, that wants to win. And also Yusuf Nurkic, Monte Morris, Mason Plumlee, former Nuggets on the roster, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Royce O'Neal, Josh Okogie. They got a lot of guys. Tyus Jones, Ryan Dunn. They have a lot of guys on the roster. Mike Budenholzer, I think, has done a fairly decent job, but that team has been imploding. They've not been winning games. And so tonight we're going to get the best effort from that team. And tonight the Denver Nuggets handled it, y'all. This is probably there with the Phoenix Suns and the Atlanta Hawks game. This is probably the two best games of the year for the Nuggets all the way around. The Nuggets tonight had a 125.8 offensive rating, and they had a 96.8 defensive rating tonight. They held the Phoenix Suns to a 48.2% effective field goal percentage today. The defense was incredible. The Denver Nuggets shot 38 threes tonight. Again, if you have heard me talk about this, the Nuggets, they need to be taking between 36 to 40 threes every single game. 38 is right around that perfect number. It's not getting you outside of what you do naturally, but you're getting a chance to put up points and play the math game a little bit. Tonight, the Denver Nuggets, they shoot 16 of 38 from the three-point line, and then the Phoenix Suns shot 13 of 33, but they win the three-point battle by three three-pointers, which is 9 points. They also win the field goal conversation. They shoot 51% from the field, 49% from three, and they shoot 82% from the line on just 11 attempts. But they do get 35 assists and 12 turnovers, almost a 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio tonight. The Nuggets, they took care of business across the board. And again, this is the kind of wins you want to continue to see them get. You stack momentum, you take care of business, you do your job. But y'all, I'm telling y'all. So last night, we even talked about this a little bit. Michael Porter Jr. played 23 minutes. It looked like there was some noise that was getting to him. It wasn't the kind of game that he excels in. Well, today he's playing versus Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Josh Okogie, and Ryan Dunn. So he has, and Royce O'Neal. Like these are good wings relative to the league. But tonight, Michael Porter Jr., 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists for Mike on 10 of 12 from the field. 2 of 4 from the three-point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and he was the best plus-minus on the team with a plus 22. Michael Porter Jr. started the first quarter off with 14 points, 3 rebounds. He was 6 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, and Porter got the game started. Russell Westbrook found him on a very nice dime. MPJ makes the 2. MPJ then makes a 3. He hits a midi that's real nice over the middle. And then Michael Porter gets an offensive rebound, puts it back. He gets a 2 and 1 that he ends up getting. And then Michael Porter ends up scoring on Kevin Durant as well. He kind of muscles in the paint. And that's how you get a quick 14 points for Michael Porter Jr., man. And again, it was such a great response for Porter, given how yesterday went for him. And you want to continue just to see Porter do things like this, because I think if you're in Denver and you've been a Denver fan, Porter has long been a fan favorite because he does so many things well, and we got a chance to see him grow from being a kid that stepped on the court in 1920 off the back surgeries, didn't know what he was doing, made a huge shot versus the Clippers in game 5 to put him up by 5, I believe, in that game with a minute left in the NBA playoffs. And then you see him, have a really great run in 2021. He averages like 23-7 on 50, 70 splits when Jamal Murray goes down, and you're like, man, this dude's a future star. Gets his max contract, and then he has the back injury in 2021-22, plays 9 games, really bad 9 games, but then he comes back and he helps the Denver Nuggets win a title. And then last year, he develops even more, becomes a better driver to basketball. He doesn't play well in game 7, has a terrific series versus the Lakers. And then this year, Michael Porter Jr. has steadily been maybe the most consistent Nugget over the course of the entire year this season. And then you get a chance to see Porter excel and step into a role where it's going to be him and Jokic, and they got to go get it. And he has an exceptional performance tonight. He's averaging 18, 7, and 3 on the year, 1 steal, a half a block, 51% from the field, 39 from 3, 69 from the line, all concentration, a 60.5 true shooting. And Porter tonight just continues to let people know that he is the piece for this team. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't predict anything that's going to happen with this team. I can predict it, but I can't assume. And I think tonight he shows that in concept, there's things for him to do that I think will allow for him to be a really big contributor on this team for many years to come. And Porter, man, one of the things that I noted today, he had 14 points in the first quarter. He had 3 in the second quarter. And Porter very easily gets phased out of the offense for some reason. Now, he did score 7 again in the third quarter, but he starts off so well. And it's not that he does anything. It's that when he comes back in after the first stint and the second stint, he's just not a focus. And the team kind of goes away from it. And even today with Russ, he really just had an all-around terrific game. And again, his shot making was really imperative in keeping them in the game in the first quarter and then helping them to gain the lead and then also to get an even bigger lead in the third. Shout out Michael Porter Jr. Nikola Jokic, 32 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 12 of 17 from the field. He was 4 of 6 from 3 tonight and 4 of 5 from the free throw line, and he was a plus 19 in today's game. Now, here's the thing, y'all. I don't really know sometimes how to quantify Jokic, because Jokic is so good that sometimes it's very easy just to forget some of the things that he does, and you get a little dismissive of just how good he is on a night-to-night basis. But Jokic is legitimately becoming one of the most flawless players that I've ever seen. And if you want to quantify it and say specifically defensively, he's not that. Obviously, he isn't. But when I say flawless, a player that is just willing to work on the things he doesn't do well and willing to find ways on a game-by-game basis to get better or to do whatever the team needs him to do. And again, to have a player that can basically perform every role that you ask him is so rare. And y'all, man, look at this play. Nikola Jokic is running the baseline, and he catches an off-ball 3. Now, he did the same thing the title year. Jared Allen, it was on the other side of the court. He did this to Jared Allen. But for me, it says something that Joker is basically averaging 31, 13, and 7, 31, 13, and 10 this year. And the dude is shooting, let me make sure I got this right. He's shooting 57% from the field, 51% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line with a 66 true shooting. And he's basically become the best jump shooter in the NBA. And because of plays like this, you're just not finding this kind of player in the league. And so for Joker to be able to expand his game to get to this point where we can consider him to be the best post scorer in the league. Now he's assumed the role as the best jump shooter in the league. Now he's assumed the role as the best playmaker in the league, the best passer in the league, with the most responsibility in the league. Like, it's unprecedented. And again, if you're a Nuggets fan, if you're a Jokic fan, you got to make sure you continue to appreciate what you're watching. And, I think you just cannot let these moments pass by. Joker being able to get into the post today and just absolutely go to work versus Nurkic, versus Plumlee, versus KD. Y'all, Jokic was 12 of 17 from the field. He was 4 of 6 from 3, so he was 8 of 11 from 2. Like, what do you do? Like, legitimately, what do you do when you have a player that is this good? When you have a player that is this good, that does this much for one individual team? I'm just really excited to see how this continues to develop and go from there. But, man, I mean, just shout out to Jokic, just being able to be this level of player. I mean, he's the best player in the world. If you hear any announcers talk about Joker from the Pelicans yesterday, with Antonio Daniels today, with Eddie Johnson, people acknowledge him as the best player in the world. Every time I listen to an away broadcast, they marvel at what Jokic does. And again, they say, like, well, if you double team him, he's going to slice you apart. If you leave him on the post, he's going to score at will. Which the only thing you can do is try to put him in action on the other side of the court to tire him out. That is the entire way that he's talked about in terms of how do you deal with him. Because there's nothing else you can do except to hope that you're able to tire him out. So, I mean, just shout out Joker, man. Honestly, like, it's breathtaking to watch. Don't let the moment pass by. Russell Westbrook gets the start for Jamal Murray today. Didn't have a good first half, and then in the second half, he was everywhere. 11 points in 25 minutes, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Just 5 of 12 from the field, just 1 of 5 from 3. But he had 2 steals. He was a plus 10, and he was a chaos maker in the second half. Russell Westbrook has developed into the best trailing defender on the team, and Russ's ability to be able to read a play, whether it's coming off of a screen as a trailer or even just like trailing the defender, that the offensive player that he's guarding, and then he's anticipating when that kind of over the shoulder pass back to the top of the key is going to come. And he got another steal off KD throwing that pass today. He really, honestly, is just so excellent. And I'm very happy that he's in Denver. By the way, happy Christmas Eve, everybody. It is officially 12:34 here in Atlanta. Merry Christmas Eve to everybody and all who celebrate. Shout out to you all. But yeah, man, Russ truly is like, he's having a special year. And, what he continues to do and what he continues to prove on a night-to-night basis, it's honestly incredible. Yeah, I'm telling you. But I think that this is just such an interesting development for me. I think Russ has long been, I think, I told some people on PC today that player's choice. When I was younger and I was watching the Thunder, Russ was always like the player that I most paid attention to because he was the one that brought the most excitement in the way that he played and the way that he approached the game and all that. And so to have him in Denver, doing the things that he's doing now, playing at this level, I mean, honestly, man, like, it's dope to see. And especially for somebody that got the reputation that he got and the way that he's been spoken about over the last several years. I mean, honestly, it's a huge deal for me. I think that the team has been able to embrace him the way that they have. Honestly, shout out to Russ, man. It's just like, I think there's more to come with this. His defense was really good today. I think that his decision making, he's going to force a pass or two at times. Like, he's not always going to make the best play in terms of like the smartest play. But the thing about Russ is always trying to force the issue. Russ always wants the team to be in advantageous situations. And today, you really saw him committing his energy to that. But again, y'all, like I said, it was just an overly dominant game. Like, even if you just kind of look at the numbers from today's game, like I said, 125.8 offensive rating, 96.8 defensive rating. The way they shot, They shot really well for the most part, 50% from short middle, 56% from long middle. They shot 52% from mid-range. They shot 67% on corner threes today. Like, that's incredible, y'all. And again, it's that kind of offense you want to continue to see. And then in the half court, y'all, a 108.6 offensive rating in the half court, which is really good. That's excellent. And then a 157.1 offensive rating in transition today. And again, a lot of that is owed to Russ. And I think that the testament of this team is the fact that Russ has came on this team, and the Nuggets are all of a sudden they're leading the NBA in in free throw attempts and makes. So shout out to Russ. Aaron Gordon today, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He was a +9. Kevin Durant today had 23 points on 15 shots, but he basically got bothered all game. Didn't play a lot, and didn't play in the fourth at all, I don't think. But a lot of that is Aaron Gordon, I think, is probably one of the 3 best wing defenders for Kevin Durant in the league, because he gets into space so tightly, and because he's so strong, he's so athletic, and he can move so well side to side. KD can't like bump him with his shoulder and create separation to the same degree, and he can't force separation versus Aaron, because Aaron is just like more athletic than he is. So it's just rare that you have a player that kind of fits that criteria. The Nuggets cannot guard guards like they used to without Bruce and KCP, which I hope they do find a way to solve that at some point. But Aaron Gordon is one of the most fabulous wing defenders in the league. Shout out to him. Christian Brown today, 4.7 rebounds, 4 assists. He was 2 of 9 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3. He was a +18. Defense was really good today for the most part. Not making his threes at a super high rate right now, but again, shout out to him. Played a good game. Now, this is a development today. At one point in time, y'all, in the first quarter, it was Jokic and the Booth Boys. It was Nikola Jokic, Christian Brown, Jalen Pickett, Hunter Tyson, and Peyton Watson. It was Jokic and the Booth Boys today. And it was fun to watch. Jalen Pickett came into the game and helped the Denver Nuggets extend the lead from 1 to 5. That was so impressive. Honestly, like, Jalen Pickett, I think in the last 2 games he's played for the Nuggets has showed that he has some legitimate offensive chops that he could really pour into this team as he continues to develop possibly. But overall, this was a game that I knew that Calvin Booth was watching and saying, Hunter Tyson, I told you. Jalen Pickett, see, I told you. Strother, Strother and Peyton Watson, I told you. Like, they're all were on the court doing different things to help the team win. And Jalen Pickett had some really, really great stretches. Pickett had a nice 2 that he hit. He got a block on Mason Plumlee at the rim that was excellent. Jalen Pickett had a great transition stop that the Suns scored on because it was a 1-on-4. Pickett got the stop, but nobody else on the Denver Nuggets team ran back, and they made a 3-pointer off it. Pickett had a step back 3 today. And he also, right before he went out, he had a great contest on a shooter at the 3-point line that ended up forcing a miss and helped them to win that quarter. So Pickett was really good. Peyton Watson, 4.6 rebounds and 1 assist, rebounding better. He's shooting at frame and athleticism, 2 of 5 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3. He was a +14. Jalen Pickett was a +17. Hunter was a Peyton Watson was a +14. Julian Strother, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 of 7 from 3 tonight. Continue to get him up, shoot them. He was a +7 tonight. He played a really good game, especially in that fourth quarter, started helping the game get put away. The Nuggets offense was struggling without Jokic and rushing them. And so Julian Strother got a stop in transition on a 1-on-3. He hit a 3. Watson got a steal on a rotation, and then he hit another 3. And then Hunter Tyson, who had 6 points and 4 rebounds today on 6 points and 4 rebounds on 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. Jokic got the ball and then kind of did a hold right before the end of the third quarter, passed it out to Hunter Tyson on the left wing, left corner, and he was able to hit the 3. He was a +3 today. And then DeAndre Jordan, man, continues like he's the backup big for Jokic now. 14 minutes today, 4 points and 5 rebounds and 1 assist. He was 2 of 2 from the field. and he was a +8 in his minutes. DeAndre Jordan continues to provide valuable minutes for this team. And then you got garbage time. Jones got in the game. Trey Alexander got 4 minutes. Zeke Naji got 4 minutes. PJ Hall got 3 minutes. Dario Saric, no minutes today. Again, the Nuggets have 45. Nope. They have $42 million of backup center committed to Sarge and Zeke, and neither one of them are playable. And DeAndre Jordan is getting that time. So I think that's also one of the reasons, y'all, they're trying to make a move is to get off of both of those contracts that would have even more flexibility when the money goes up this next offseason. Overall, y'all, the Denver Nuggets get a win. The Nuggets now, look at the standings. They are solidified in the 5th seed. They're 2 games out of the 4th seed, and they're currently 2.5 games out of the 3rd seed. They're 3 games out of the 2 seed. The Nuggets, they have the easiest remaining schedule in the Western Conference. Just so everybody knows, they're 16-11, and they have not even put together like a real great stretch of basketball yet. They're 16-11, 2 games in a row they've won. They're 2 losses out of the 2 seed, so they have to continue to take care of business and do their job. But overall, look at the schedule. The Nuggets, they've won 5 of their last 6 games. They got the Suns again coming up on Christmas Day. That should be a spectacular game. Cannot wait to watch that one. And then got the Cleveland Cavaliers, Denver, Hawks, and then back-to-back game versus the Spurs before the Celtics and Clippers and Nets come to Denver. Y'all, shout out. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Swipe it, gang. Continuing to build up this community. Y'all know what time it is. See y'all on the other side.